The next video I will record is the food production facility form. But first, again, you will log in here on this landing page. Click Summer Food Service Program, year, auto-selected at 2526. And again, I will click on Search to find my fictitious summer feeding sponsor. 2526 SFSP Test is the name of my sponsoring organization. And you won't have to go through these sequence of selections because your organization will automatically pop up. So I clicked on Applications and Application Packet, and it brings me to this screen. And the next form I will discuss is the food production facility list. So I've already added a food production facility here, but I'm going to add another. And to be clear, when you get to this screen for the first time for 2526, you won't have any information here. So I'm going to add a facility, and this is what I see. This is the food production facility form. And the first drop down is the food preparation type. So only select central kitchen, vended, self-prep on-site, self-prep from central kitchen, or central kitchen plate costs. The last two, the agreement with Board of Education and contract food service management company, in my opinion, that should go under vended. So if you have a contract with the Board of Education or food management contract or food service management company, excuse me, just select vended. So I'm going to select vended today, and you would enter the facility's name, the permit issue date, enter the physical address and the zip code. Let's see what zip code we're going to give this. Okay. And we're going to say the physical address is the same as the mailing address, so that auto populates for us. The facility contact, excuse me, and this one we're going to say it's the site supervisor. First name site, last name supervisor. Okay. And we've entered the email address here, phone number, and I'm going to leave the title blank and see if it gives us an error message. Now, this 14A and B is going to be linked in some way to question 1. So I said we have a vended prep site, and if I take away this vended, I'm afraid you won't be able to see it here, but you won't be able to see it, I'm sorry. If I take away the selection of vended, and if I made the selection of self-prep, 14A and 14B will be grayed out. But since I selected vended, we'll go with that example. And 14A says select the type of vendor, agreement, contract. So I'm going to say we have an agreement with a non-school SFSP. Okay. And then 14B says enter the name of the entity or vendor providing SFSP meals to your organization. So what is the name of your vendor? It's not the Department of Education, so I'm going to put okay, so we're going to do Auntie Anne's Catering. That's the name of our vendor. If meals will be vended, indicate whether the sponsor is using the state agency form. And most of you will use the state agency form. In fact, I strongly recommend that you use the state agency form. So I'm going to select that, make that selection. Is the sponsor extending the food service management contract for which it went out for bid and we're not extending? This is really an agreement, not a bid. The contract start date, we'll say it's going to start on May 29th, and the contract end date, and you make a selection for that. let's say July 23rd. Okay. And the number of years it's renewed, we're not going to renew. And the extension number, for instance, if this was bid and within that contract, once the bid was awarded, it says you will have the option of extending for up to 5 years. And this could be extension number two, but we're not doing that. So we're going to do 0. And now I go down here, I can save. And you see that I have saved, but I do have errors. So let's go back in and see what those errors are. And it said the facility contact is required. That's that pesky little error message here. And I do have a facility contact's name. I have doctor, site supervisor, but I did not put in a title. So let's put in a title and click save and see if that gets rid of the error message. And it does. So we're finished with the food production facility form. So we have 2 food production facilities, and I'm gonna go back to the application packet. So far, I've gone over the sponsor application, the management plan, and this video includes the food production facility. And the next one, I will go into the site application. Thank you.